His name's Charlie Kirk, and he goes around to college campuses every year to try to get young students to switch to MAGA.
Hey everyone, here we're at Texas A&M University, and we're here at the amphitheater.
Charlie Kirk specifically said he will not debate Dean or Parker.
It's a very move on your part to keep avoiding Dean.
How do we feel about all of these people in line to see small-faced Charlie Kirk?
If you're gonna govern my body, what I can do, then you should also govern your own body, because it takes two to tango.
Here at University of South Carolina, so come ask your question. We are on tour all week. We'll be doing events like this. If you disagree, come find me.
Oh my God, thanks so much, Charlie, for the invite. That's so sweet, although we didn't need one. I would say it's a pretty high probability that you're gonna know who I am over the next couple weeks.
I think it's safe to say that the Unfuck America tour has fucked itself.
I knew the Unfuck America tour was in fact very fucked when the main premise of the tour was following around Charlie Kirk with a creepy smirk.
The Unf America tour drama can be summed up in 2 seconds, and it's that white people cannot hold accountability for themselves and they cannot apologize.
This wasn't just damage control for the Unfuck America tour, it was damage control for you.
Somebody who you were working closely with being racist and anti-black because you were told to stand down and you were told that it would be handled. What?
Your lead organizer was participating in anti-blackness and racism? Why that wasn't enough for you to take those claims seriously?
I really don't like these two talking points that people are using as excuses. Okay, they're excuses.
A white savior, by the way, which is literally shit that racist white people say to white people who actually give a fuck about black people. So y'all can see how right-wing, I hope now, that liberalism is.
You just don't give a fuck when it comes to black women. You like speaking over them. It was obvious as fuck. I don't give a fuck if they're going to debate straight white men.
I'm on my way to Texas for the Unfuck America tour. Basically, they sponsored a trip for a bunch of us creators to go and fuck with Charlie Kirk at Texas A&M. I ended up signing on, right? Turns out, the lead organizer, who was horrible at organizing, by the way, I want to point that out, had no clue, still have no clue what the fuck we're even going there to do. I actually have a whole other plan planned. I don't know what the fuck anybody else is doing, but I'm going there to do something actually dope as fuck. But anyway, the lead organizer, turns out she's incredibly racist. She hopped on a live last night where a bunch of black women, women creators on this app, who are obviously in the political space, were a little upset, voicing their concerns, talking about how they felt about the Unfuck America tour. And the lead organizer didn't like that very much, and so she hopped on there to spew, you know, anti-black rhetoric, especially towards black women, making them sound like bullies and aggressive and
No, I mean, I appreciate, you know, pushback in any respect. You know, obviously I'm an organizer, I'm used to that. But the point I wanted to bring up to start with is that I think that having conversations where we say things like, this is so unorganized, which came out of multiple people's mouths, things like that, are directly harming the people of color that are behind this tour, that are working tirelessly to make this happen. And I'm just telling you guys that because I know that you don't know, okay? But the majority of the people behind this tour that are staying up late, working on this, because this is not easy. You think that getting 50 plus people to another state to do this is easy? Because it's not, right? And so we have young people that are putting everything into this, that are scared of this administration, and then people are saying that they're unorganized.
There's no fucking way. So as somebody who's done organizing within her own community, that's why I'm saying this.
So you're saying
wait, are you saying?
Wait a minute. Are you saying? She has to be able to respond to one thing at a time. No, she has to be able to respond to one thing at a time.
Are you seriously saying right now? I want to remind you, room of black women in here, okay? Are you seriously saying that because other people of color are also working on this tour, that we cannot critique when things are done in bad faith?
That's not what I said. And
okay,
you assuming, Julie, you assuming that it's in bad faith.
What the fuck is going on?
Wait, I don't let people talk over me either. And I see that that's what you do. That you try to bully people.
Exactly.
And I don't
what the fuck is going on?
That's very, but I'm just telling you that
it was really gross. It was really gross. It was really gross. There's no way you watch this and don't think she's racist, by the way. Like, I went into it going like, what happened? Is this you know what I mean? Like, I need to make sure what happened before I come and give any information to anybody, okay? There is no other way to interpret what she did. She was just being racist.
Anyway, so I'm just going to talk about why we're doing the tour, since none of y'all know how to have a proper conversation. So the reason for this spot...
What happened?
The guys, don't skip her. I actually want to have a
Wait, no, who dropped them? I listen, I don't like that. Who dropped them?
Who did that?
It was literally her turn to go. Who dropped them?
Guys.
I also want to point out, before she joined, they were being incredibly respectful from what I saw.
I'm going to have a carceral reaction now. With a white woman like you, you're probably not gonna care about these things because you don't see violence as anything but someone touching another person. So what I said is probably not gonna sit right with you, but it's because people like you are very complicit in white violence. You are extremely complicit in white violence. So because he never said that he was gonna touch me, it does not mean that the things that they have both done have not caused me significant harm. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that I responded to violence with violence. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that a black woman being hounded by death threats, by his audience being called crazy, and being akin to a sexual deviant, had a visceral and violent reaction to violence. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I'm so sorry that you brought that up as a way to completely disvalue the genuine and valid critiques that I have made here. And I really hope you are so proud of yourself. I really do.
We're gonna
take a step back because I don't want you yelling at
bye guys, I'm gonna go cry now. I'm gonna go cry now.
Okay, and even if they weren't, you're the fucking organizer for Unfck America. You're the face of the brand. You're the one reaching out to creators. You reached out to me. Who the fuck cares if someone has an opinion of Unfck America that doesn't jive with whatever the fuck you think it is?
So that's why we are all here today, because we've agreed that essentially this will not continue with the pack as it stands with the Organizer Z. Either the Organizer Z will step down, or we will, digress from the pack and find other means to continue the movement. And that's basically, what we're all here to talk about.
Yeah, and again, I just oh, go ahead. If you'd like to go.
You're good. I just wanted to finish what I was going to say, so you go ahead and I'll finish.
Absolutely. I just wanted to again say, everyone, please, right, listen to the people involved, listen to the people in the tour, listen to everyone on this panel right now. It's really important to do that. Also, hold us accountable. It's really important to hold people like Dean and I accountable. And there were a lot of people in the Discord, right, engaging in racist microaggressions towards black women, within the context of our Discords. And we just want to say that we do not support that. We think that is horrible. And we want people within the Discords also to be able to hold themselves and us accountable whenever there's circumstances like this that happen, because it's really important. We don't want to normalize any of that behavior within our society.
So that's, kind of good on our end. Is there anything on your end that you wanted to bring up or talk about?
I don't know what would have made anybody uncomfortable about me calling her out, I guess personally.
I mean, she was standing up for her people. I mean, I watched the live. I heard it. I think that we had incredibly different interpretations of what was said, as does the fact that, we haven't had a single influencer decide or reconsider their involvement in the tour other than yourself.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
As the lead organizer, is it the best look when being told not to go up there to go up there anyway and behave the way she did? Because honest to God, these are 5 people who have nothing to do with any of this at all, who were just voicing opinions that they had. I don't care if they said that we should all die, you know what I mean? Is that the best look for her to be doing? Especially as a white woman, I will say. Nice car. Do you see this BMW? Guess who rented that BMW for me? I'll give you a million guesses. It's the Unfck America tour. So they rented me this car, not for 2 days, right? They rented this car for me for 2 full weeks. Every other creator was flying out there, right? That's what I heard. Oh, we're booking flights, right? And I was like, hey, what if I rented a car? And they were like, how long do you need it? And I was like, 2 weeks, I guess. Like, you know what I mean? Drove to Colorado. We're here in Colorado. Obviously didn't go to Texas. Now, why is this important? This is important because I know that some black creators who were going on this tour had to pay their own way. They paid for their own travel or lodging or both. That is not okay. I'm getting these things, barely even asking, getting these things. And these people have to pay their own way. Why?
Yeah, to add on to that, you know, like there's this one guy that's been making videos about it, and in one of his videos he included like the claim that there was women of color on this trip that had to pay their own way, meanwhile white people didn't. And that was the first time I'd heard that. So my immediate response was, okay, I'm gonna DM this guy, and I'm gonna ask him like who specifically had to pay their own way, so I could personally resolve the issue. And I mean, even when I DM'd him, I was like, please keep this private. You know, I don't want this to be shared publicly. I just want you personally to maybe share this information with me so I could try to help resolve it, you know, behind the scenes and take care of that, just because I definitely think that would be really wrong and bad. And then he DMs me back and he basically says, nope, I'm not going to tell you. You don't get a no. And yeah, so that was really concerning. Maybe you could address is a fact that after you'd posted a video claiming that there was black women that went on the trip that did not have their travel covered, I then DM'd you, and in private, I asked you to please tell me what the names of the black women were so I could take care of it myself. You then like refused to tell me the names of them, and then like started making fun of me, talking about like designer Coach bags, and I didn't really respond to you making fun of me, and then I just asked you again if you could like please tell me the names of the black creators so I could take care of it myself, and then you refused to. And I was just wondering why you'd refuse to, because it was a case that I like genuinely...
Because it's not my place to release their names, and you guys acting as if I did is crazy. People talking about me bringing up people who were affected by this trip, people who should have been paid, who you admitted should have been paid. Acting as if it wasn't a big deal is insane.
Acting like what isn't a big deal?
The people on the live who were talking about the fact that they paid their own way, but they were going to get reimbursed. They were going to XYZ.
Hey, I DM'd you in private because I thought it was a big enough deal for me to privately DM you, ask you not to share my DM with anybody so I could personally turn around and reimburse them. And you said that it wasn't like you didn't have the right to give me their names.
Absolutely not.
Well, I mean, like...
But you know their names now.
I think this is my reservation, because like the purpose that I'd expect out of like a good faith actor posting the videos in which you have would be like to hopefully like achieve accountability to try
because
to
it's accountability from the organization, not from one person trying to.
Would you please allow me a moment to finish without interrupting me?
Okay.
To achieve accountability and like to try to do your part in righting the wrongs. And I mean, like when I DM'd you asking you like specifically what their names were so I could personally reimburse them, like when you like refused to tell me who they were and you just kind of made fun of me, it kind of felt like in that circumstance like you didn't really care if they were reimbursed or not for apparently the travel they had to go out of pocket for.
Justice needs to be served from the people who were the ones committing the crimes, not somebody who wants to make themselves feel better.
What do you mean make myself feel better? It was a private conversation.
It was a private conversation where you could feel like a hero for getting the names and reimbursing these people who should have been paid in the first place.
Bro, are you serious, Peyton? Wait, yes. So you're saying that I did something wrong and self-centered and narcissistic by DMing you, asking you keep our conversation private so I could try to personally reimburse them, and your explanation is because I did that all to...
Yes, because why do you want to keep their stories private, bud?
Bro, are you... Wait, no, I didn't want to keep their stories private. I wanted to keep the fact that I reimbursed them private.
At that point in time, you hadn't said a single thing publicly about any of this. How could I have trusted you when there were people on the tour lying about me with no repercussions?
Trusted me to do what?
To not just be trying to pay these people off. Wait, again, I don't know you. You don't know me, right?
Sorry.
If you can like some things about me and like some things about you.
What do you mean pay them off, Peyton?
Reimbursing them
is a good thing?
Could be considered a payoff if they are to keep quiet afterwards. Because they've had everything taken care of, so now everything's swept under the rug, everything's good, we can move on.
Are you joking, Peyton? Yo, dude, are you serious? Wait, so I want to get this clear. You're literally saying that you didn't want them to be reimbursed, so they would continue to feel the impact of not being paid for when the white creators were, so they'd continue to talk about it? That's insane, bro. I'm sorry. That's fucking nuts, Peyton. That is nuts. You're like, you want to perpetuate a continual disadvantage of the black creators compared to the white creators, so like you could continue to talk about that disadvantage?
Yes, I think you did not care about this. I think you did not care about this until these videos started to take off and their voices started to get out there. Because you have a personal vendetta against one of them, which is fine. But at the end of the day...
Wait, I'm so sorry. Dude, okay, so you just said I didn't care about this because I had a personal vendetta against one
No,
of
not
them?
just that, but I did say you did have one, and you do have one with one of them, yeah.
You're not gonna lie. Who are you referencing?
You know who I'm referencing, Dean. Like, can we fucking not, dude?
I mean, I don't know if the 10,000 people listening do.
Yeah, but you do. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not gonna send her...
We have an audience of 10... Okay, so sure, we don't want to send them an audience A. That's actually fair. That's a good idea because of what I'm about to say. That's fine. So you're referencing... one of the women that was involved, okay, and you're saying that I have a personal vendetta against them. I feel like that's a very unfair way to describe reality.
I said that's one of the reasons.
Will you just allow me to finish?
Focus in on a single reason.
Will you allow me to finish?
I gave multiple reasons, Dan.
And I will happily address them, but I just want to have a conversation about this one specifically. Because you're saying that I have an unfair, like a personal vendetta against one of the women. So, I mean, it is the case that one of the women has called for my public execution before. Did Tashika just call for my death? Holy shit! Another liberal like creator on here with a decent sized platform just called for my death. Holy shit! She said this grifting piece of human filth needs to be strung up in the streets like the degenerate he is. Oh my god. Holy shit. Wow. Tashika, if you're listening right now, I am so disappointed in you. I am so disappointed in you. That is unreal. I have not addressed you on live for months. For a year. But this will force me to. I'm so fucking disappointed. Wow. Oh my god. All right. Yeah. It's funny how Tashika will say that Trump and the Republicans have violent rhetoric and then call for my death.
After what, Dean?
After a friendship that ended.
Okay.
What do you...
Are you recording?
Oh, wait. What do you mean after what?
I would appreciate it.
No, Peyton, what do you mean after what?
Dean.
What do you mean after what?
Dean. Dude, like, you've got to be fucking with me, right? Like,
Peyton, with all due respect, you're the one that just said after what when I said that somebody had personally called for my death. I guess I'm going to ignore that if you want.
It's not my story to tell, Dean, and you know what the fuck happened, man.
Quite frankly, I have no clue what you mean by saying after what. But here's what I was going to say to begin with. I don't think it's okay to equivocate the fact that, yes, like, one of those women had said some very, like, hurtful and harmful things about me in the past. And like that has definitely does mean that I do not like that individual. However, I don't think just because I do not like an individual that therefore microaggressions being perpetuated against them are like justified, valid, or therefore okay.
And just to clarify for like maybe the 12th time, that original live was just supposed to be a yap session. Nothing was supposed to come of it at all. The reason why it blew up the way that it has is because Tashika was on my live and also reached out to Peyton directly about the live.
I am getting so tired of listening to people talk about me and say that my words are valid and that people should hear me speak and that I speak in such a powerful way, and then say that what Peyton did was wrong and that he's dead wrong. I'm tired of that because his words are mine. His words are mine. His words are mine. His words are mine. The words he used are mine. The sentiments he gave were mine. Everything he said was what I said to him. To him! And I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. Because what now? What now? What now that his words came directly from a black woman's mouth? On the 19th, on that phone call, when we had a heart-to-heart and he listened to me scream, repeated my words bar for bar in that video. They were my words. They were my words. They were my words.
Obviously what's going to happen is like a conversation is going to begin between you and Simple Black Theory, and it'll likely like keep you on the live longer than you're.
I will not be speaking with Ohaji. I'm sorry, Ohaji.
Yo.
There's just a lot more stuff that we still got to talk about, like interpersonally, that I can't. But I'm happy to listen. I'm happy to stay here and listen.
That's fair.
Cool?
Here's what I want to say. There was at least 10 plus black creators that came on that tour that were actually there in Texas A&M. And I can sit here and say that I promise that you didn't talk to all 10, if not half of those creators.
I talked to 3 creators, yes.
3 out of 10. And one of which was me. And I told you should have spoken to all of them.
And I also think I can do her job better than her. So here's what I want you guys to do. Down below, tag your favorite BIPOC women creators, okay? Tag them below so they see this video. And if you guys see this video, if you can make it to Texas A&M on April 22nd, right? April 22nd, let's all meet up. Let's all make some content together. Let's all grow your platforms to the size that mine are while telling Unfuck America to go fuck itself until they get this racist out of the organization spot. Deal? Deal.
I even took the time to explain to you that the situation I had is a lot deeper. And in that message, you told me that the people that you were protecting, you didn't even know. So to sit here and to hear all these things, I feel like it's totally unfair. And when we have this discussion, you're gonna get a real mouthful because what you did was so unfair. You not only did you put an idea amongst me, but other black creators. There's black creators that were on this trip that now has to protect their ideas because they were seen as they didn't want to protect themselves, that they didn't seem less than. We were called DEI hires because of your video. And I feel like that was so unfair because you took the time to talk about the black creators there, but didn't take the time to talk to all of us.
May I respond?
Yeah.
I don't think it's fair at all to put on me in a video where I am simply calling out the behavior of one individual on the tour, where I multiple times say, I have an issue with a singular individual. This does not reflect the Unfuck America tour. I have an issue with one person who did this thing last night that was horrible.
And I had no problem.
At the end of that video, I then said, my opinions are my opinions alone. Any creators that are going on this tour, I have nothing to do with them. I'm friends with a lot of them. I hope they have a great time. I'm going to be like literally.
I also want to point out for the record, my views are my views alone. Any creators that I may be involved with or friends with, they do not share the same sentiments. However, if you are a creator friend of mine, we're probably friends because I think you're dope as shit. So if you want to meet up while we're at Texas A&M, shoot me a DM or something like that. A couple of you were already meeting up, obviously. Love you guys.
I didn't think you said anything crazy in that video. And then you make that second video, and I wasn't even notified. That second video is what the real problem that I have. Was that second video. That second video put the understanding as if these black creators was treated as such, while you did not know in the background that these black creators was working on stuff. Was actually trying to remedy certain stuff, but it couldn't be remedied because we have someone out here trying to expose stuff without having the full things. Just felt like, honestly, I honestly felt like what you did was exactly what you're adamant about, and it's the white savior complex.
I was the one who sent Payne the video. Within the next couple hours of him waking up, he said he was watching it. Within the next hour, he called me. Within the next couple hours, he had a video out. So when people say that he's like a white savior or that he's speaking for black people, yeah. Is that not what you wanted? Is it not what you wanted for white people, especially large white creators, to uplift the voices of black people and echo their sentiments? Is that not what we wanted?
Honestly, I wanted to talk to you in a deeper understanding of this was because I even came here and sat there that the people in that panel had every right to say the things that they wanted to say, and Z was wrong. But at the same time, the people that were in that panel had some malicious intent. They said some things that were wrong. They inflated some things that were unfair and made us feel like garbage.
Absolutely. And again, I am not talking about those. I need to reiterate this for everyone here. I am not here defending anything those black women said on that live.
But you're protecting them.
I'm not protecting them.
That's what you said.
Okay, standing up against racism, Ohaji, is not the same thing as protecting a bad person. She was being racist towards them, and I called out this person I was professionally linked to for doing that. That is it.
I handle it myself.
I never said you couldn't.
Okay, but you didn't know that.
I never said I was even speaking about you.
But you didn't know that, though. You, instead of coming to talk to people about it, you did it on your own. You're Batman. You're Batman for the black community.
There is no reason why we can't call these people out for having to still deconstruct. It's fine. You're still deconstructing your racism. But we have to call these people out and push them to the back of the line until they have figured out how to address these things within themselves. She does not have to be in this organization position, and the idea that you guys are protecting her out of some sort of like, well, it's gonna ruin the movement. It's infuriating. Imagine how many people would have gotten on board if you guys heard about this and said, wow, fuck this person. Who should we have in this? What mistakes did we make? Get her to the back of the fucking line. She has a lot of things to figure out. Maybe we have something else that she can do that's not involving these critical decisions that need to be made for this massive tour. We can absolutely call out this behavior and get people like this out of organizing positions while moving the movement forward, like while progressing. I don't understand why whenever the voices of black women or black people in general are raised during times like this, when microaggressions like this are happening, we look back 20 years on that and we go, wow, that behavior was awful. If only we would have called it out at the time. We can call it out at the time and get her out of this position while having someone more qualified to organize it. It doesn't make sense why everyone would be so apprehensive to this unless it's just about fucking money. But that's not why we do this. We do not do this for money. We do this to progress. We do this to build community. And you cannot build community without black women.
The only thing I did in that video was present facts, and you guys are pissed about it for some reason. Again, I'm sorry that this did affect the tour. I'm sorry that I didn't come to you. I'm sorry I did not come to you. The black creators on this tour.
Fuck talking, coming to me.
I said the black creators on this tour is what I meant, Ohaji.
No. Name me 5 creators that was on this trip. Name me 5 of them. Name at least 3. Except for
Conscious Lee, Americana Hannah, that fucking Dan
Conscious not even a part of the tour.
Conscious
not even a part of the tour.
Fucking going, Erica.
Conscious not even a part of the tour.
Say again?
Conscious not a part of the tour. You don't know nothing about Santana's talking about how much he's struggling through this shit. A Mermaid, Erica, me, Chris. All these
It's not my fault she was racist, dog.
Hi. Can I say something? Hey, real quick, can I say something? So Peyton, I think that you're not understanding the point that is our problem, right? So you're saying that there were black creators that didn't get their flights until the 3 days before. There were black creators that you feel like weren't treated correctly. What does that have to do with you?
I'm not doing this for clout. I could give a fuck about money. We are doing this because it's right.
You launched this live with the specific purpose of platforming like-minded black creators in opposition to Peyton as a monolith for the black community, while simultaneously signaling your association with those black creators in a time when you are under the microscope for your association with a racist.
Dean is a perfect example of that. His white ass was sitting there laughing at Peyton as he has another black person call him a white savior. Are you joking me?
Peyton was the first one to come out and speak against the shitty behavior that the organizer Z exhibited on that live stream with the black women, and he excused himself from the tour. But these two talking points, people are trying to say that he's only doing this for clout and he's speaking for black women.
Only until people started complaining and they saw that shit because they weren't getting any fucking donations, they decided to switch it up. They'd still be on that tour, happy as fuck, if Peyton never made that video.
And also, why do you keep coming up? No. Your second video, you started out the video. Please stop talking over me. Hey, please stop talking over me. Your second video was a video when you were going on there, you were talking about how black creators weren't being treated the same way. You were talking about how black creators didn't get flights and had to pay for everything, but you did not have a conversation with any of those black creators to give that actual information. You're just going off of whatever it is that you felt like, and then you wanted to come online when you, at this point, were not even a part of the tour anymore because you left. I wish you would stop saying that you got kicked out. In your first video,
I did not leave. I got kicked off.
In your first video, you said yourself that
I'm going to Texas A&M and invite all of your black friends.
You said yourself that you did not want to be a part of this tour anymore, Peyton.
If she was a part of the tour, yes.
Okay, so then did you get kicked off or did you leave?
Yes, they called me. It's in my video. They called me.
So you made the video first and then they told you that you were getting kicked off because you made a video where you said
so you just said I was
that you did not want to go, right? Okay.
You just said I got kicked off.
Peyton, stop interrupting me, bro. Stop interrupting me.
Please. It's very annoying. Like, the thing about it is, at the end of the day, nobody needs you. I especially, and I'm pretty sure the other black people on this tour, we did not need you to speak up for us because I am loud enough on my fucking own. I don't need you to say, oh, the black creators didn't get what they were supposed to. Oh, the black creators weren't treated that way because you did not talk to the black creators. You talked to the few that you wanted to, and then you went and made your own narrative about it, and you were so happy that your video made 1 million views. Nobody over here on this side actually cares about views. We care about the mission that we had. You came up here and spoke about your 1 million views to Dean. That's not the problem. The problem is, hey, shut up, stop speaking over me. Okay. The problem is, stop trying to speak for black creators when you do not know what is actually going on with the black creators. That's it, and that's simple. What Ohazi said as you being a white savior is exactly what it is. And nobody over here, I don't ever need a savior because I'm going to always be the problem. Okay? In this society, I don't ever need a savior because I will always be the problem. Okay? So I need for you... That's all I need for you to do is to stop speaking for black creators if you did not at least have the decency to have a conversation with us. That's just it.
Can I speak now?
Yes.
Fantastic. I was approached to make those videos by black creators who did not feel their voices were getting heard.
Well, then who? Because I haven't heard that from any of them.
The creators on those lives, and again, I will tell you who. After I make
you're talking about the people on the lives, and I understand they are allowed to express their opinions. I am talking about the people who you went on your second video and said weren't getting treated the right way that were on the tour. Stay on topic.
I guess I'm confused. Like, what? I guess what? Wait, what?
Okay, Dean, I think I've said enough.
I did not catch what I did wrong. I'm sorry. Just please.
Okay, then you may never get it.
What the fuck is your malfunction?
Please stop screaming at me.
Let me tell tell you something. Let me tell you
Please
something.
stop. Please
Let
stop.
me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Please stop screaming at me.
Stop lying about me and do not speak over me.
Hey. You've lied about me multiple times.
Lied? I'm gonna say this.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the whole. I'm gonna pull up the whole Discord
this one time.
dissertation about me where you said that. Oh, this whole entire thing about me where you said that. Oh, I had to pay for everything. You tagged me multiple times.
I'm sorry, Mermaid. Let me get this straight.
What are you talking about? And you've never had a conversation with me about any of these things.
Mermaid, I messaged you twice. Anyway, so
when did you message me?
Oh, I
when
can
did you
pull them up
message
if
me
you want.
about that
I can pull them
video
up.
after you were already on a panel talking shit about me?
I never talk shit about you. I made sure that I did not talk shit about. What are you talking about? So, Mermaid, let me stop talking, please. Let me ask you a question.
No, I'm not gonna stop talking. Don't do that to me. Here's the deal.
I'm sorry. Please don't be disrespectful.
The matter of it is no. I want y'all to not.
You came on here screaming, and I asked you to stop screaming at me, and you're still screaming.
I'm done with you guys. I'm done with you guys. This is immature. You guys are acting like children. You played a single clip of me saying afraid. A single clip of me saying that Johnny was an opportunistic
I heard everything
roach.
you said.
But when did I say Mermaid's name? Get it together. Anyway, like I was saying before, let me tell you something. This entire situation is incredibly immature. And after this, I want to let you know that I will never, ever, ever, ever interact with any of you ever again. I feel like I've been gaslit. I have been disrespected. And again, I have tried my best to speak up for you as much as possible. I have tried Are you serious? We're done.
Maybe I shouldn't do this anymore.
No, don't stop. Mermaid, your voice is needed.
I'm so tired. They got you. You are stronger than me. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of this, bro.
No, your voice is needed. You're absolutely amazing. You are absolutely amazing. You are not quitting. You're not stopping. You're not stopping. Don't stop. Do not stop.
I don't want to do this anymore. I'm full. Hey,
do you want to
end and talk? Sitting at home. Like, I'm supposed to be sitting at home minding my fucking business, bro, while the country crashes. Like, that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to sit at home and mind my business while the country crashes. But then I felt compelled, and now all of this, I'm okay. I'm so okay, bro. Like,
this is what people do. They make the black women the scapegoat for all of this.
I don't even want to be on this fucking app no more, bro. Like, I'm sick of this shit, bro. I don't need to deal with none of this, bro. It's just so stupid. Like, it's so dumb. Like, imagine we actually did something good. Imagine the first time the Democratic Party actually had something that was fighting back. Like, bro, like, oh my God.
That was fucking awful. Why the fuck would she do that? Why the fuck would she do that? Why would she say that to me? Like, not once did I ever talk badly about the black women that were going on this trip. And I tried really hard to be really good about my rhetoric. And the fact that people just believe it, they don't even hear the context. They just believe that I'm talking about her. This is so unfair to me. No one even cares to hear my side. What is the point of this? What is the point of this? Why are people doing this to me? Why are people weaponizing the things that have happened to me this way? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing this?
Hi, so I'm here to talk to you directly about the Unfck America tour, the controversy around it, and where I personally stand. This is long overdue, and I just want to make sure I'm doing it as carefully and as respectfully as I can. One night, before the tour officially commenced in Texas, a live panel was held wherein several black women expressed their concerns and criticisms of the tour. I joined that live thinking maybe I could help mediate because as a leftist, I thought I could maybe start bridging understandings with other leftists, given that the majority of the other folks on the tour lean more liberal. A few minutes later, I was informed by the Unfck America group chat, by some creators in the Unfck America group chat, that one of the women on the panel had called for the unaliving of Dean, one of the headliners on the tour. Specifically, Z, the organizer of the Unfck America tour, had messaged me privately telling me to ask this woman on the panel about said statement about Dean. And so I did, regrettably, but here's exactly what I said.
Guys, for those who were worried about that and who are friends with Julie, were you guys aware of her calling for the unaliving of Dean, and do you support that?
Don't give hold on.
Is that
that was me, because I was the one that brought up the
I
harassment.
can't stand white women when they do this shit. Like,
I don't know.
it's weird.
It was Chi-Chi who brought up the harassment.
Hi, Chad. Thank you for coming.
Can I answer the question, please?
I'm going to have a car sewer reaction now. With a white woman like you, you're probably not gonna care about these things because you don't see violence as anything but someone touching another person. So what I said is probably not gonna sit right with you, but it's because people like you are very complicit in white violence. You are extremely complicit in white violence. So because he never said that he was gonna touch me, it does not mean that the things that they have both done have not caused me significant harm. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that I responded to violence with violence. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that a black woman being hounded by death threats, by his audience being called crazy, and being akin to a sexual deviant, had a visceral and violent reaction to violence. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I'm so sorry that you brought that up as a way to completely disvalue the genuine and valid critiques that I have made here. And I really hope you are so proud of yourself. I really do.
We're gonna take a step back because I don't want you yelling at
bye guys, I'm gonna go cry now. I'm gonna go cry now.
Oh my god, please don't.
Bye,
Julianne.
Thank you for coming back up here. Do not your 2 cents.
Yeah. Okay, great. So the point being that if somebody comes into a space and is talking about a tour referencing harassment, I would hope that that person isn't somebody who simultaneously was calling for the unaliving of a person, and amongst other people, such as quote unquote the liberal white queer community. That's a little bit hypocritical. So I would hope that I'm talking with people that are at least on the same frickin' planet. And are actually intellectually honest about what they're talking
wait,
about.
1 second, 1
My
second.
apologies for bringing that up, but I don't know if you should be having people
No,
like that.
Hannah, I heard what you said. But Hannah, the same way that you just heard about it, can you explain how any of us have any confirmed information about it either?
I literally said before I said
so you
about
asked
it,
how
for
we
those
felt about
for those who are friends with her or
Nobody.
who are backing
Nobody's
her
friends
up.
with her.
Nobody in
Then
here.
you guys could have said that, but I said
I
made
did
it clear.
say that. Hold on.
That was the first thing.
But I didn't come at you
quite literally-
specifically. I
Hannah,
didn't come
shut
at you.
up because you're irritating the shit out of me because I quite literally sat here and said that I wasn't friends with the girl. I don't know the girl from A Can of Pain and Eve from Adam. If you were sitting here hollering with your white tears, because that's exactly what you were doing, crying about what the fuck she was doing,
how about you
that's
shut up?
exactly what you're doing. Girl, bye. I don't give a fuck. Because all you want to do is sit up here and cry and you brought him on.
Now, moving forward toward the heart of the controversy. After I'd left alive, unbeknownst to me, Z had joined in, presumably in defense of me and or the tour, and engaged in microaggressive and racist behavior toward the woman on the panel. At the time, I wasn't aware of this because I had already exited the conversation. When I eventually was made aware of the accusations, my first instinct was to reach out to a couple of the black creators on the tour. Essentially, I did this to listen and to not speak and to ultimately understand better how I can best support them. Because of those conversations, I continued to participate in the tour initially. because I believed that following their lead was the best way that I could show solidarity. That is, to focus on the broader movement while navigating difficult realities internally. But after the first stop concluded in Texas, it became abundantly clear that the seriousness of what happened could not be brushed aside any longer, and that not addressing it properly could cause more harm. To be honest, part of the delay in the addressing of the matter came from confusion. As creators, we were never given clear directions from leadership on how to navigate this. Ultimately, I chose the wrong thing by staying vague, and I do apologize deeply for that mistake. I also regret continuing to promote the tour without first acknowledging the harm that had occurred. While I thought that I was separating the tour's mission from its leadership, I realize now that harm caused at the top stains the entire structure. It is not enough to separate the message from the messenger, because accountability matters.
You should apologize to me and not random people on the internet. This video was not an apology. It was you trying to justify your own disgusting, racist, and biased actions. A lot of people do not know what happened between Dean Parker and I, and what they have done to me, and how they weaponize racist sentiments against me, and how they falsely accuse me of sexual harassment. A lot of people do not know that. A lot of people do not know how that affects me. A lot of people do not know how their audience and their supporters harassed me for a year off of false pretenses, all so they could avoid accountability for leaving me at the behest of an abusive man with 7 firearms. So yeah, I would have rathered you not make this video. Thank you so much for making my pain worse. I actually really appreciate it. So are we not able to critique when things are done in bad faith? When it's by another person of color?
Why are you assuming that they're done in bad faith?
I mean as if they are done in a myopic way, they can lead to significant harm. It can lead to a net negative of the overall leftist movement, which I don't believe that most people are.
How is this a net negative? Explain.
Right.
Yeah, please.
So,
explain her.
Right. In terms of a leftist movement, I think from bare bones, having 2 white men as a forefront is always going to be a net negative. No movement has ever helped by having white people at the front. I'm going to tell you that right now.
So,
and that's not even because. Why
stop?
are you talking over me?
Do you know let her respond, Z, and then Z, you're gonna be able to speak because I want to hear from Ice and Tabby. Like, come on! I know you said he only had a few minutes up here, Z, but come on now. We have to let people like at least give you pushback and speak. You said that you don't mind that, so
no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, but like, it seems like she. Oh, sorry. It seems like she already doesn't like me.
No, that's what Z said.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. That I was responding to it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I don't. You're doing this thing where you're like, I don't know if it's like some kind of a tokenization of the, like black and brown people who may be working around you, but yeah, I don't know if you think that like us critiquing it like dilutes their work. None of us are saying that like this is bad work, right? I think the ability to organize is always going to be an amazing skill to have. I didn't think I would have to explain that, but this can be a huge problem. I think a lot of the issues that a lot of YT people have when they hold to particular progressive standards is that in order to get other white people to listen, they need to have white people at the forefront. But I think the second you capitulate to any form of racism or bias, you have already lost this, right? So despite the fact that people are working really hard to get all this up and moving, no, I would actually make the argument that it still causes some significant harm. So I don't know why you have an issue with me, because I don't know who you are. But it seems like you already have a particular bias going on here. So I would like you to, if you do have a bias, I would like for you to tell me that. But you know, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know why you tokenize the black and brown people that work with you as if that makes other black people unable to critique them.
I also want to note as well.
That I wasn't open to critique. That's what I'm not understanding the tokenization
your response
part.
Was
but
that.
Julie, the reason why was because the first time I ever saw you was you yelling at Hannah. So I assumed.
So wait a minute. Do you not know the context for that?
Dang it, see.
No, she doesn't. She said she had just come in like 10 minutes ago.
Okay, so this is what I mean. One second. So this is what I mean. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. What you just described there was like insanely dangerous. Hannah had brought up something extremely traumatic that had happened to me and tried to derail the entire conversation. And obviously I'm going to be a little bit triggered when people try to weaponize like literal violence, racial violence, misogynist violence, sexist violence being used against me. So I'm sure when a black person is yelling, you just hear yelling. But no, what she had said was deeply harmful to me. So the fact that you just see it as me bullying sweet little white Hannah is a problem.
Yeah. Okay,
That's
well,
a
she's
problem,
not white,
baby.
but-
I also want to know.
Arab people can be white.
Can we establish
It's not a
this?
race.
Wait,
Arab not a race.
y'all,
Go one
please.
at a
I just
time,
also want to.
please,
I want to
because-
note again, right? So I do think it's really interesting, and you're not the only one doing this. I will say the comments are doing this either. This weird idea that nobody in here has ever done any sort of any kind of organizing or whatever. Why do you
Yeah, that
think
was a weird
Tabby said what
assumption.
Tabby said? What I said? What I said?
Nobody said that.
You did say that.
Wait,
You did,
I
though.
said
You
that
made-
nobody has organized anything? That
Yes.
came out of my mouth.
You literally did. I don't know if you forgot, but it was
That was the
something
first
that you
thing you
said.
I said organize. No, what I said specifically, Ice, was that organizing people, 50 people to go out of state, is not an easy job.
Nobody said it was. Nobody said it was. But what I'm
was
trying to
that
say.
me? Wait. Was that me saying that nobody?
No.
in here
Yes,
has ever
and
organized?
yes, because I specifically.
That's not. That's not what
you're
I
agreeing,
mean.
and that's not what
Y'all,
we
can I
said.
please finish?
She's
So
being
I specifically was.
she's being disingenuous. You started
How is
off
that
by saying
disingenuous?
you don't. You started
Showtime.
off
Oh my
by
fucking
saying you don't
I'm
know
doing-
how
I'm doing
hard
it now.
it is
Yeah.
to organize 50 people. That's
is-
the where you.
That's not what I
assume.
said.
I also specifically
you
like to
started.
say that
Do
I was
you
one of the
think-
people. I
Okay,
would like
I'm
to
not
say
gonna
that
get
I was
into
one of
this.
the people who have been specifically saying that this is severely disorganized, and that's
Okay,
when
well,
you came
you
in
don't
and
know
you
what
said
you're
that.
talking
And-
about.
You know what?
Sorry.
Wait,
So
no.
this is
How about
exactly my
wait?
point.
Sorry.
This
okay.
is exactly
Sorry.
my
No, no,
point.
Go ahead,
Oh,
Ice,
perfect.
and then we're
This
gonna.
is
And I think I got this
exactly
in
my
order.
point.
It's okay.
I think it's fucking ridiculous for your. I mean, you know what? I think it's fucking ridiculous for you, a white woman, to tell me, a black woman who has done several organizations for black communities, for people of color, for houseless people, houseless youth, just the youth, about me not knowing anything about organization. I think that's fucking hilarious. As somebody who's like done exactly what you're doing, I'm telling you right now, it's incredibly disorganized. Maybe it's a short time period, and that's the reason why, but you're shit at your job. What I am saying, right, is on top of that, you know what, even forget everything else, because Elena brought up an excellent point. You want to come up here and you want to wank yourself off to the work that black people, marginalized people are doing, but then at the same time, you won't even put them at the front line of your bullshit-ass website. Shut the fuck up! You useless ass, lipless ass, assless, loser-ass bitch. Don't ever come here and talk to black people like that again. Quit a crunching nonsense human. Anyway.
Anyway, so I'm just going to talk about why we're doing the tour, since none of y'all know how to have a proper conversation. So the reason for this spot.
What happened?
The guys, don't skip her. I actually want to have a
Wait,
one-on-one
no. Who
conversation
dropped
with her.
them? I listen. I don't
Guys.
like that. Who dropped them?
Who did that?
It was literally her turn to go. Who dropped them?
Guys,
Wasn't me.
Wait, was what she said not face off racism? That
Yeah, it was. She's racist.
I was just going to explain what the tour stop is for. So the tour.
I'm actually gonna put you first. 1 second. I need y'all. I want to make. I'm not, because I refuse to do the over speaking thing again. That was really frustrating, even for
Also,
me.
let's
as
try
the
and do
host.
this without being microaggressive. Thank you.
Yeah,
That
please.
as well. 100%.
And can you also
Yeah,
please
you
just
just
like
screamed at
address-
the top of your lung, and then okay.
I'm sorry.
Scream.
Like,
That
I'm
was
just
after
wondering,
you
do
were
you
being
guys
weird.
want to hear about the tour, or are we just like?
I would like for you to answer the
It's okay.
question.
It's okay. We're going to Z. Z, you got a minute. It's okay. Z, you got a minute. So sorry if you want a little bit longer.
No, it's fine. A minute's great. So, I mean, the whole purpose of following Charlie on this specific tour is because Charlie's been doing this for 15 years with zero pushback from the Democratic Party. He goes to these college campuses, he goes into these frats, he infiltrates them through Turning Point USA, and that's why we've seen a massive increase in Gen Z, specifically young white male Gen Z voters. That is one of the areas that our organization, National So that way we don't continue to lose voters through the process. So we figured who would be the best people to speak to those voters, and we picked Parker and Dean for that specific reason, because if we're trying to go after white young boy voters, we should go after them with young white boys, right? That makes sense. We will not, this is not going to be the only thing that we do. We are going to continue to go to other places and go for other communities and try to get people registered to vote. That is the purpose of this. We can't do voter registration on this very first stop because we don't have the infrastructure.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm gonna let you go, Tabby. Then we'll go back to what she wanted to finish saying.
I wanted to have a one-on-one with her. Really, that's why I'm okay with letting her finish. But I wanted to have a dialogue with her, without.
Okay. Let me take you this off real quick then, if that's the case. I'm gonna let her finish her sentence as well when I take this off, and then I want you.
No, I'm fine with that.
Okay. All right, Z, if you wanted to finish your sentence or finish what you were about to say, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying that that's the purpose of National Ground Game and this tour is to register voters to vote, okay? Because we're going to defeat MAGA. That's all I was here to say. I'm going to now exit. I appreciate the feedback. If you guys want to give us more feedback, please do. As I said, we will be going to other communities.
Do you actually appreciate that feedback?
So you can continue to weaponize my experiences and my response to violence against me. I promise you I will never be ashamed of my response to these people.
Holy shit! She said this grifting piece of human filth needs to be strung up in the streets like the degenerate he is. Oh my god. Holy shit. Wow. Tashika, if you're listening right now, I am so disappointed in you.
I just want to address this really quickly again. People literally saw black women not being professional and not being proper, and instead of focusing on what that white woman did in my life, instead of focusing on that, you guys decided to focus on the fact that we were not proper and professional enough. That is what's blowing me. That's what's blowing me. And then not only that, on top of y'all's complete ignorance to how tokenization and microaggressions even fucking look like, you guys decided to focus on the way that the black women on my live were quote unquote acting. Nobody on that live, except Z specifically, owed professionalism. Nobody except her. And she absolutely did not fucking get that. Absolutely not. She came on my live being very patronizing as fuck, okay?
No, I mean, I appreciate, pushback in any respect. Obviously I'm an organizer, I'm used to that. But the point I wanted to bring up to start with is that I think that having conversations where we say things like, this is so unorganized, which came out of multiple people's mouths, things like that, are directly harming the people of color that are behind this tour, that are working tirelessly to make this happen.
You guys are fucking weirdos. You guys are weird, like dead ass.
Have you been seeing this on TikTok, the implosion of Unfck America? I made a prediction of my team. I said, I think they're going to last maybe a couple weeks. No, like a couple of days. You know why? When you have woke principles of microaggression and policing of pronouns and, oh, I was offended, you can't build anything. You can't communicate. And this is exactly how I knew they were going to collapse. And it is a mockery. They're making fools of themselves. Look at Parker, the alpha male of the new Democrat Party that is going to bring men back to the left. Just get dressed down as this little, just like, okay, by this black woman who's like, well, you know, the first microaggression is you people. I mean, this is the state of the modern online left. This is why young men are moving to the right. And Parker's just like, oh, okay. Watch this.
Z came in a live full of a bunch of black women sharing their grievances with the tour based off what they saw on the website or what has been promoted as, right? And the first thing she did when she came on there was to say, I know you guys aren't educated on, like, clearly they're speaking about politics. They know what they're talking about. So what makes you feel like they don't, like, for you to say they're uneducated? One, that was the first microaggression. Two, she was very hard on saying you people. And whenever somebody says you people, it's just, you just know where it's coming from. Like, you just know, deep down, you just know where it's coming from. So the way she was like addressing the women, she was addressing them as if they were uneducated, as if like they were being aggressive. And then she started bringing up BIPOC people that were part of the tour. And then she said behind the scenes, like they're not the face of the tour. They're just working behind the scenes like some workmen. So that was also very weird. So all that together, of course, you can't say microaggression like it's racism in total, but it's part of racism. So if we don't call that out, it's gonna, you know, I don't know, expand, whatever.
I hope you get what you want out of this.
Thank you.
Have a good night, Peyton.
You too.